Welcome to Rare Coin Master, where every coin tells a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Let's uncover the rare, the valuable, and the extraordinary, one coin at a time. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of the United Kingdom Liberty 2 cents coin from 2009, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe. At first glance, it may appear to be just another coin minted for circulation, but when you begin to uncover its story, you realize it's much more than that. The year 2009 was already significant in the world of numismatics. Around the globe, mints were producing coins that celebrated history, heritage, and identity. For the United Kingdom, coinage has always been more than just a medium of exchange. It has been a symbol of sovereignty, tradition, and national pride. The Liberty 2 cents coin of 2009 reflects this very essence, combining artistry, symbolism, and limited production in a way that makes it stand apart from other coins of its era. Collectors know that every coin has two lives: the life it lives in the hands of everyday people, passing from one transaction to the next, and the life it begins once someone recognizes its rarity, its story, and its potential. The Liberty 2 cents 2009 embodies both. On one hand, it circulated in the economy like any other coin, perhaps buying a small treat, passing through shops, or lying forgotten in drawers. On the other hand, its intricate design, historical inspiration, and limited availability gave it a second life, one that would eventually transform it into one of the most desired coins among collectors. Let's talk about its design, because that's where the magic begins. The Liberty 2 cents coin carries an image that symbolizes freedom, dignity, and resilience. The word liberty isn't just a decorative choice, it's a reminder of values that transcend borders. For centuries, liberty has been the cornerstone of national identity, and its presence on this coin ties modern Britain to centuries of historical ideals. The details engraved are sharp, refined, and carefully crafted, showing how much pride the mint took in creating this piece. Every line, every curve, tells a story. When you look closely, you realize this isn't just a coin, it's a work of art. But design alone doesn't make a coin valuable. It's the circumstances of its minting that breathe life into it. The 2009 Liberty 2 cents had a relatively low mintage compared to more common coins. That means fewer of them were produced, and when supply is limited while demand keeps growing, the coin's value rises. But it wasn't just about how many were made, it was about how many survived. Over time, coins get lost, damaged, melted down, or simply forgotten. The surviving pieces in excellent condition, especially those graded by professional numismatic services, are the ones that command breathtaking prices at auctions. Minting quality is another factor. Some coins come out with small variations, tiny errors or differences that weren't intended. A misplaced detail, a double strike, or even the smallest change in lettering can transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Collectors around the world hunt for such variations, and the Liberty 2 cents 2009 has its share of stories about rare examples with subtle but fascinating errors. Those are the pieces that spark bidding wars, with collectors determined to own something no one else has. The journey of the Liberty 2 cents coin from pocket change to prized collectible is also about the people who collect it. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying stories, history, and the thrill of owning something rare. This coin, with its ties to liberty and its striking design, resonates deeply with people who appreciate symbols of freedom and national pride. Every coin carries a little piece of history, and owning one connects you to that history in a tangible way. Over the years, auctions have revealed just how much passion exists for this coin. Prices have steadily climbed as more collectors realize how rare it is to find the Liberty 2 cents 2009 in pristine condition. Dealers often speak about how quickly these coins get snapped up whenever they appear on the market. They are not just coins, they are investments, treasures, and sometimes even heirlooms passed from one generation to the next. Now, think about it: how many people have handled coins without ever realizing the potential value hiding in their hands? Maybe a Liberty 2 cents 2009 once slipped through someone's fingers in a casual purchase, never knowing that it could have changed their life. This is what makes coin collecting so magical. It's a treasure hunt, and sometimes, the treasures are hiding in plain sight. The fascination with this coin has spread far beyond traditional collectors. Even people who don't consider themselves coin enthusiasts are drawn to it because of its incredible story and soaring value. Social media platforms, collector forums, and auction houses are buzzing with conversations about the Liberty 2 cents 2009. It's not just a piece of currency anymore, it's a cultural phenomenon, and here's where the story becomes even more thrilling. With all the history, design, rarity, and collector demand packed into this small coin, its value has skyrocketed to unimaginable levels. For most people, the idea that a small copper coin could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house seems unbelievable. Yet, the Liberty 2 cents coin from 2009 has proven time and again that rarity and history can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. So, what is the value of the Liberty 2 cents 2009 today? Brace yourself, because this is the part that leaves people stunned. Collectors and experts estimate that a pristine example of this coin can fetch up to $99,000. Yes, you heard that right, $99,000 for a single coin that could have once passed unnoticed in daily circulation. That's the power of numismatics. It teaches us that history is not just found in books or museums, it's also hiding in our pockets, waiting to be discovered. Every coin tells a story, and the Liberty 2 cents 2009 tells one of rarity, beauty, and incredible value. So the next time you come across an old coin, don't dismiss. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing coin stories. Today, we're stepping into the world of the 1989 United States 1 pence coin, a piece of history that transformed from pocket change to a collector's dream. The year was 1989. America was closing out a decade of change, the Cold War was reaching its end, technology was reshaping daily life, and pop culture was booming with music, movies, and fashion that are still remembered today. Through it all, the U.S. Mint continued its steady tradition of producing coins that not only served as money but also carried the nation's story, its leaders, and its values. Among the millions of coins minted that year was the humble 1989 1-cent coin, or as many know it, the Lincoln cent. When you look at the design of this coin, the magic begins to shine through. On the obverse, we see the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His face has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in American coinage. The detail in his hair, the sharpness of his coat, and the intensity of his gaze all remind us of a man who fought for unity and freedom. By 1989, the Lincoln cent was already deeply ingrained in American culture, a familiar reminder of leadership and sacrifice. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. More than just a monument, the memorial is a symbol of democracy, strength, and unity. What many people don't realize is that, if you look closely, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, an incredible level of detail for such a small coin. This artistry is part of what makes the coin so admired by collectors, but the story of the 1989 cent goes deeper than just its design. It's also about how it was made. By this time, pennies were no longer composed mostly of copper. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a new composition, a core of zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. This change was made because the rising price of copper made it too expensive to use in full. As a result, the 1989 cent has a copper-plated zinc core, a tiny change that would have major effects on how these coins aged and survived over time. Because of this, coins from the late 1980s and early 1990s often show unique characteristics. Some develop unusual tones and colors, while others show striking errors during the minting process. Collectors love these differences because they turn ordinary coins into rare finds. Imagine discovering a 1989 cent with a double die error, or one struck slightly off-center. Instead of being worth a penny, such a coin could be valued at hundreds, thousands, or in some cases tens of thousands of dollars. The minting locations also add to the intrigue. In 1989, pennies were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, Denver coins were marked with a D, and San Francisco produced proof coins with an S. Proof coins are made with special dies and polished blanks, giving them mirror-like finishes and sharp details. While millions of coins came from each mint, not all survived in pristine condition, and those that did became the treasures collectors crave today. Condition is everything in the world of numismatics. Coins are graded on a scale, with mint state coins at the top, those that show no wear and still gleam as if they were struck yesterday. For the 1989 1 cent, examples in high mint state condition are rare, and when they appear at auction, they attract fierce bidding. Add in a rare error, and the price can skyrocket. Collectors aren't just chasing rarity or condition, they're chasing a connection to history. The 1989 cent represents the end of a decade, a time when America was transitioning into the digital age while still holding on to traditions. Each coin minted that year carries the story of its era, whether it ended up in a collector's case or in someone's pocket, rattling around with keys and receipts. Stories have emerged of people finding 1989 cents tucked away in jars, only to later discover that their coin was a rare error worth thousands. Others have uncovered proof coins in untouched condition, their beauty preserved for decades. For collectors, these discoveries are like striking gold. They remind us that history often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with a keen eye to uncover it, and that brings us to the heart of the story, the value. While most 1989 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, a handful have achieved legendary status. Between error coins, proof examples, and pristine mint state survivors, the market has seen some 1989 cents climb to breathtaking prices. The pinnacle? One of these coins reaching a value of $90,000. Yes, $90,000 for a coin that countless people have overlooked as pocket change. Think about that for a moment. A coin you might casually hand over at a store or drop into a piggy bank could instead be worth more than a luxury car, a down payment on a house, or the kind of money that changes lives. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when the most ordinary-looking coin will turn out to be extraordinary. So, the next time you come across a 1989 1 cent, don't just ignore it. Hold it up to the light. Check its details. Look for unusual markings, errors, or that brilliant luster that makes it stand out. Because hidden in your change could be a coin that carries not just history but an unbelievable value, and that is the remarkable story of the United States of America 1 pence from 1989. A coin born in an ordinary year, carrying the face of a legendary president, struck in millions, yet hiding a select few examples that have risen to astonishing worth. From pocket change to a $90,000 treasure, it reminds us that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises. Imagine holding a simple copper coin in your hand. It feels light, ordinary, and something you've probably seen hundreds of times before. But what if I told you that one such coin from 1993, the United States of America 1 pence, hides a story so fascinating that it transformed from a common piece of change into a collector's treasure worth a staggering $86,000 today? This is not just a coin, it is history, art, mystery, and value all blended into one. Let's dive into its story. The early 1990s were a unique time in American history. Technology was beginning to take over, the Cold War had just ended, and the U.S. economy was shifting into a new phase of growth. In this period of transition, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that carried the nation's identity and pride. Among them was the 1993 1 pence, a coin that might look small and simple, but carries with it an incredible journey. The design of this coin is where its charm begins. On one side, we see the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, his portrait facing right, symbolizing progress and strength. Lincoln has long been a symbol of freedom and unity, and his presence on the coin is no accident. Since 1909, Lincoln has graced the cent, making it one of the most familiar designs in American coinage. By 1993, over 80 years after the first Lincoln cent, the design had already become deeply rooted in American culture. Flip the coin over, and you find the majestic Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears. The memorial is more than just a monument, it's a reminder of unity, sacrifice, and democracy. If you look closely at the coin, you can actually see the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, an astonishing detail that many people overlook. This precision in design shows the skill and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, which prided itself on creating not just currency but pieces of history. But beyond design, what makes the 1993 One Pence so extraordinary is its minting story. This was a year when the U.S. Mint was shifting materials and production techniques. By then, pennies were no longer made of mostly copper, as they had been for decades, but of copper-plated zinc. This change, which started in 1982, was made because copper had become too expensive to use in full. So, the 1993 cent has a zinc core with a thin layer of copper, a small adjustment that turned out to have big implications for collectors. Because of this material change, the coin's durability, toning, and strike quality varied significantly. Some coins came out with unusual colors, others with stronger details, and some even with mint errors. And in the world of numismatics, those slight variations can mean the difference between a coin being worth 1 cent or thousands of dollars. The 1993 1 pence was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks P and D. While millions were produced, not all were created equal. A handful came out with striking errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual plating flaws. These rare variations are the golden tickets for collectors. Imagine stumbling across a coin in your pocket change that has a visible doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's face slightly misaligned. These small quirks instantly make the coin special and highly sought after, but rarity alone doesn't make a coin worth thousands. It's also about condition. Collectors and grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins based on how well they have survived. For the 1993 cent, examples in mint state condition, especially with brilliant luster and sharp details, are incredibly valuable. A coin that looks like it just left the mint, with no scratches, no wear, and no spots, can command extraordinary prices at auction. This is where the magic happens. Over time, certain 1993 1 pence coins began surfacing in pristine condition, or with fascinating mint errors, and collectors noticed. Auctions started showcasing these coins, and their value began climbing. What was once ignored as just another penny suddenly transformed into a star of the numismatic world. For coin collectors, the appeal of the 1993 cent goes beyond its metal or design. It's about connection. Each coin tells a story, of the year it was minted, the economy, the technology of the minting process, and even the mistakes that slipped through quality checks. For 1993, this story is richer than most because it sits at a crossroads of tradition and modernity in U.S. coinage. Now imagine the excitement of coin hunters today. People still search their coin jars, piggy banks, and pocket change hoping to stumble upon one of these gems. Some lucky individuals have found 1993 cents with doubling on "In God We Trust" or with remarkable toning that makes the coin glow with rainbow-like colors. When such coins appear, collectors are willing to pay thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, to add them to their collection. This brings us to the climax of our story, the value. A single coin from 1993, seemingly ordinary, has been valued at an incredible $86,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, $86,000 for a coin that many people dismiss as just a penny. The reason is a combination of rarity, condition, and the intense passion of collectors who understand its significance. Think about it. Somewhere out there, in a drawer, a jar, or maybe even in your pocket, Could be a coin that isn't worth 1 cent but enough to buy a car, pay off debts, or even change your life. That's the magic of numismatics. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. So the next time you see a 1993 1 pence, don't just glance at it and toss it aside. Hold it. Look closely. Study its details, its shine, its imperfections. Because one day, you might just realize you're holding a treasure, and that is the breathtaking journey of the United States of America 1 pence from 1993, born as a simple coin, carried through the years, and reborn as a legend worth $86,000. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing coin stories.